Hey everybody, welcome to Court Addict with ATX Alli. How are you doing tonight, Alli?
I'm doing great. It's my birthday. Thank you for everybody who's coming. We just had my birthday Italian restaurant that we go to all the time, and it was absolutely fantastic. And now I get to hang out with you guys, so it's a pretty great night.
Favorite Italian restaurant? Is it a big brand or is it a little brand?
No, it's
Domino's?
independently owned, small, hole in the wall that they do a monthly wine dinner every month. It's the last Tuesday of the month, and we've gone. This next Tuesday will be our 18th consecutive wine dinner that we've been to, where they do a prefixed menu where you get four courses and four glasses of wine. They're not full glasses; they're like 4 6 ounce pours, but they match the wines with all of the each course, and they talk about the courses, and each every month has a different theme. Like this month it'll be Halloween, so they're doing like a lot of things with colors. Like they're gonna do like a black hummus and a bunch of different cool stuff. So it's fun. It's our favorite place. The We know the owner pretty well. The first time we ever ate there was the first day that the owner had just taken over the restaurant. So we were like his first real customers. So ever since then, we've been going regularly, and we kind of have a special place in his heart for us because we were his first customers when the first day he officially took over the restaurant. So it's a lot of fun. It's the only place I take photos of my food and I post it. I usually don't. I'm not one of those take pictures of food people, but I do take pictures of our wine dinner because the courses always change and it's always amazing and fun. So yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody's saying happy birthday. Everybody's here.
Aw,
Everybody's.
yeah, I see that. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everybody for coming in and joining me. I really appreciate it.
Lena's tried to sing happy birthday and she sent me about 30 different versions and none of them were any good. And
Yeah,
so,
that's because she tries to do the Nether Dams version, and that's not a real place. I keep telling her that's not a real place, but she doesn't listen to me.
okay. So Sally, welcome to American Courts too. We've got a show over here called Court Addict where me and Allie talk about drugs. Me and Allie talk about addiction. We look at court videos, but we also talk about what addiction has done to our lives. I'm a father of a son that's addicted, and it kind of affects my life. And trying to figure out how to help him, how to better understand it. And Allie has lived a life, and so she has experience that she's able to talk about, and she's able to just help us understand a little bit more. Like if you need to know how to mix your meth, Allie's your girl.
I wouldn't go that far, but I could give
Okay.
you some pointers. No.
Okay. She knows somebody. So we just got a super sticker from KK. Oh, thank
Oh,
you,
thank you,
KK.
KK.
I'm still trying to figure out how all that works. It just pops up and it kind of throws me off my game. But
Yeah, I think
but
it's cute.
Allie is 29 today.
I am 29 for the 12th time. I have to math in my head. Yeah, 29 for the 12th time. I'm 41 today. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, happy
I'm
birthday.
old.
And thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you for still doing this show. It shows your interest in
Yeah.
it and it shows your determination in it. And thank you guys so much for y'all jumping out here. We've got
Yeah,
some
thank you.
we've got some and Judge Fleischer and yep, more Judge Fleischer. Yep.
Nice. Sounds good.
Here we go. We're going to jump into the first one. Yep. You're only 1 year older than KK.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer says we get to say NyQuil and don't get fussed at, or you don't get timed out and you don't get deleted. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
How about that? This is a safe place here, and
Yeah,
there
you got to
there's
do something truly fucked up for us to ban you from here. You got to be really mean or evil or have a lot of hate in your heart. So you got to do something pretty fucked up to get it kicked out of our chat. So
yep, absolutely, yep, and Jennifer is saying still a baby. Absolutely, she's still a baby. I can see her right now. She's all dolled up from going out, and yeah,
I am. I do look.
she's
I
looking
look pretty
29.
good today. I'll say that. Yeah, I am. I'm kind of dressed up
So,
today.
we got to mention the Sarah Boone thing. Um,
Yep.
congratulations on everybody for deciding that Sarah Boone was guilty. She's a mess. Sarah Boone, typical Florida lady, nice lady. Had a good night of drinking and he folded himself up and put himself in the suitcase and didn't wake up from it. And she handed her phone to the police, and it had all the evidence they needed for an easy case. Well,
Yeah, that whole thing seemed super weird, and I didn't watch any of it. I know the gist of it to figure it out what it's going to be, and so that's all I know. I didn't really follow it. I knew enough to get by, and I didn't watch any of it.
well,
But I'm glad she was found guilty. She sounded super guilty. She sounded like she had a few screws loose if she wanted to play hide and seek and put some dude in a suitcase and then decide to go pass out. But
so the way you got to look at it is she's been in jail for so long on it. She's already done time served for half of whatever sentence they give her.
yeah, that's
She's been in
crazy.
jail for a long time. Thank you, Tokyo.
Been in
You're
jail for a
still a
long
member
time.
of the channel. Thank you.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Tokyo.
you.
So glad you're here.
We really appreciate it. And, no, Nan, I'm being mean. That Sarah Boone's crazy as hell. She's goofy, and it shows you what that life does. And look, as crazy as it was, that wasn't probably the wildest night of her life so far. That one just had
Yeah.
consequences she didn't wake up from.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. And somebody else said that somebody who had hurt a toddler or something got sentenced today. So
Yeah,
was found guilty today.
I
So
think it was a case in Georgia, and I didn't pay attention to it. There's just so much going on. It is hard. And Jennifer, I watched the interrogation video a couple years ago, and it was just fascinating how goofy it was. And thank you, Sally. You became a member. I think you'll like this show. We do a
thank
live
you,
each
Sally.
night. I think you'll like it with what you had mentioned there. I think it's gonna be interesting to you.
I hope so. And I put the link in there for the Discord. We're also trying to build up the Discord a little bit. I've got a separate Court Addict tab in the American Courts Discord, and that's where I want you guys to ask questions, continue the conversation. If you need to just vent, if you need to talk to somebody, that's the place. I always get alerts when somebody posts, so I at least give it a view to see if somebody's in need. Also, you can post any type of court cases that were interesting, any body cam footage, anything like that that's got an addiction kind of aspect to it. If you want me to look at it, and if it's something that I really like, we'll bring it up on the screen and we'll review it. So that's always a possibility too. So check it out. Check out the Discord if you get a chance.
I just had to get on to Nan about a message she sent. I had to threaten to take away her wrench.
Nan's the sweetest in the whole world. You can't take away a wrench. I won't let you.
No, not at all. All right, we're going to jump into I'm here, sorry, verdict. Yep.
You're fine.
Idaho Wiggles saying happy birthday. So happy birthday, everybody. And so we're going to jump into a Judge Fleischer one. He had a couple of really good ones. I'm going to jump into one about a lady who's pregnant with alcohol and see how that goes.
Sounds good.
I'm here on Shantavia PV, Your Honor.
It's on docket?
No, Your Honor, this is off docket. I do have a cause number,
Please.
250-1872. And she's here in court, Your Honor, if you'd like me to call her up.
Can you say that again? It was 25.
You got to love his
Yeah,
jacket today.
250-1872.
Showing she's on probation already?
Yes, Your Honor. I did speak to counsel for the state earlier this morning. Your Honor, what we would like to respectfully request of the court, my client is 5 months pregnant, and we were respectfully requesting the court that you would reconsider possibly eliminating the requirement of the 45-day rehab, Your Honor, due to the fact that she is currently 5 months pregnant.
I mean, that's what they recommend, you know? Come up, Miss Peavy.
Jennifer's got the hand sanitizer, the new party drug.
Don't put it past people. They're stupid. They'll probably see that and be like, I can get high off a hand sanitizer and try it.
Nan, I'm just glad you were able to watch it. I get too busy. I don't even get to watch the court there anymore.
Yeah, I never get to watch. Plus, I slept in this morning because I figured it was my birthday and I could get away with it. So I didn't show up till 11. Oh wow, she's pregnant. That's not good. That's why you guys were talking about fetal alcohol syndrome. Okay, now I figured it out.
Yep, she was pregnant. Hey, Lori, I was told he went to college in Michigan.
How far along are you?
5 minutes.
She's consuming alcohol while she's while pregnant.
Oh,
You're
Hold on a second, Jennifer. You put that look at the two dogs on the screen being buddies. Are you referring to me and Allie's picture?
Yeah, she was just trying to put it delicately, though.
That's hurtful, Jennifer.
5 months pregnant. You have positive alcohol usage on August 3rd.
no.
Am I reading Mandarin? I mean,
That's
Right?
according to the device, yes, sir.
the device says that you're drinking.
That was hand sanitizer at my job, which I emailed my probation officer that day. It's not alcohol. That's why they took me out the register and put me on the floor to where I won't be around anything that consume alcohol, which is the hand sanitizer at my job. And I let my probation officer know.
Sanitizer dissipates in a matter of a second. Once you put it on and you're done like this, it dissipates in a matter of seconds.
But they write down all the registers and stuff. I have not consumed any alcohol at all.
Not what this report says. Not only does this report say that you're consuming alcohol, you have excessive skips while you're on probation as well. You,
Your Honor,
hold on a second, hold on. Okay, so April 4th, skip test. April 16th, skip test. April 18th, skip test. April 24th, skip test. April 25th, skip test. April 29th, May 2nd, May 15th, May 19th, May 22nd, June 2nd, June 4th, June 8th, June 9th, June 13th, June 16th, June 23rd, June 25th, June 26th, June 30th, July 2nd, 5th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 16th, 18th, and it goes on and it goes on as the day is long.
I was here on the 11th. I seen you on the 11th. We had court. And I said, I work at the register, and I explained to my manager that I had to step away from the register to blow into my device. So as soon as they understood that I'm on a case to where I had to step away from the register, then they had allowed to me, because I have 3 hours of window to blow into my device. So I had got that handled, which I told my probation officer as well. So I allowed my manager to understand to where I could keep my job, to where she can move me to a different department, to where I won't keep leaving from the register to go blow into my device, so I will not be late.
Not only are you allegedly skipping, not only are you allegedly consuming alcohol, but you also have a prior DWI, felony DWI with a child from a year and a half ago.
Drug test, and I passed all my drug tests, so I'm just impossible, because I have, and you can go to, and they took my blood test and my doctors as well too. So I have not consumed any alcohol during my pregnancy or before my pregnancy. And when I stood before you on July 11th, I have not took any alcohol at all. That's the honest truth. And I saw you on the July 11th. And then after that, when I had found out I was pregnant, they took my blood and everything. I have not consumed any liquid of alcohol down my throat.
We have clinicians that evaluate you to determine what the best course of action going forward on this probation is. They've deemed, after doing all their research, that the best way moving forward is to put you into a residential treatment program. I like to follow the advice of the clinicians because they know what they're talking about. Not only, are they saying this, but you're also providing us with evidence as to why it's a good idea. You're saying you're not consuming, but I have concrete evidence that you are, and I have dozens of skip tests when you're not supposed to be skipping.
What
I
day that
know-
was when it said I consume alcohol? Because that's the day that I emailed my lawyer that day and I was at work.
It's not a negotiation. That's what they're recommending, and I think that it's a good idea.
So that means I go 45 days, I lose my job, I lose my apartment, I lose my kids, might end up having a miscarriage because I'm there for 45 days for something that I did not do. That's the reason why I'm back, because I have not.
So there's no other thing I could offer is
you gave up all of that for drinking.
And how is all of that going to equate to a miscarriage? Like, let's be extra dramatic about it. Come on, lady.
Stress. I learned a long time ago to never question anything a female says about pregnancy.
That's probably a safe move on your part, but like seriously, I feel like she's just throwing that out there to be dramatic, and it's not necessary.
Well,
like, I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna lose my apartment, I'm gonna lose this baby, I'm gonna lose that. Yeah, dude, quit drinking. Like, maybe that's a thought. I don't know.
No, it works like that for us guys. We got to shut up on it. Me and my wife were at a park, and we're having fun walking around, checking everything out, doing everything, and my wife's getting older, so she's like, she mentioned having a hot flash, and I'm like, don't you ever think it's just you're hot? Don't you ever think it's just you're walking? And we almost had to call 911. She was damn near ready to beat me down for that. Don't dare question it. She knows better.
Yeah, exactly. But like, at this point, she's just throwing it out there for like, for effect, for dramatic effect, and nobody's buying it. Like,
but people have bought it for so long. People have bought it for so long. That's how she knows how to act.
No, I know.
And so, yep, Jamie. I see that you made that statement. I can't agree with you. My wife is still within hitting distance. So
we are never dramatic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Let's finish this one up.
maybe Santa Maria. Have the clinicians considered that? Did they know she was pregnant?
The recommendation was a community residential program followed by social care. So,
They didn't recommend Santa Maria. Did they know she was pregnant?
What's the difference of Santa Maria versus?
It's an outpatient drug residential facility treatment center for pregnant females. It's only pregnant females. She can get a bed there reserved for her, but they have to accept her into the program. It's common in felony with pregnant women, but I don't know what it's like here in misdemeanor if they even offer the Santa Maria Hospital, but it's supposed to help pregnant women.
Are you married?
No.
Who's taking care of the other kids?
Me.
You don't have any other person in your life?
Yeah, this is where she's like, nope, it's just me.
Boyfriend,
better not lock me
Okay,
up.
so you currently live with your boyfriend.
Mhm.
So he's got, possession of the apartment, I would imagine as well. So you're not going to lose your apartment.
Almost in my name, not his.
Okay. I mean, as long as the rent is being paid, but my concern is that you're not consuming alcohol, especially while pregnant, because if you do, you're ensuring a lifelong potential problem with that child. I have evidence here that you're consuming alcohol. I have evidence here that you're refusing to blow into the machine like you're supposed to. And that's why we do these. Recommend.
I'm so
I
sorry.
know that you don't like it, but I'm sorry.
No, because I can't just stand here and just, I can understand the skill part, but the actually drinking alcohol, I can't stand here. And that's on everything I love. I have not consumed any alcohol since you put me on probation. Since we had this last conversation, I have not put a risk.
To reprove to you otherwise.
Germans have alcohol in there. So it's like y'all saying that I actually took a cup. I actually put it to my mouth and I actually drunk the alcohol while I'm pregnant. I can't stand here and let that go by and feel like that's okay. Because I knew I have not. And I emailed my probation officer when it happened, when it violated on my device. I'm just national guy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get him to understand.
I understand that you're upset.
I literally emailed her when the device was violated, when it said violation. I was at work on lunch trying to catch it before 8 o'clock. And that's when it said violation. So I'm trying to figure out, we have hand sanitizer everywhere on the registers. So that's where it came from. It have not come from no alcohol.
It's not hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer doesn't go into the actual tube that you blow into. I mean,
Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry if you.
Your Honor, would you consider the,
Hey, so let's talk about that real quick. I've never drank alcohol in my life. I took a drug test probably 2 years ago. The company I work for is a DOT regulated company, and so you just randomly get breath tests, you randomly get drug tests, and
Right.
I had to go for a breath test, and I blew like a .03. And like I
Wow.
said, I've never drank in my life. We
like
had to go
fruit or
outside.
something?
We had to go outside, and I had to blow into the breathalyzer, and it blew .00. It's the cleaning stuff that they had in the room.
Oh,
Because you're
wow.
breathing, it's in the air. And
That's
so,
crazy. Now she's like, oh, I gotta take. I don't understand why she's like making this excuse that she has to like take a break to go do her blow. She's got a 3 hour window to do it. Why doesn't she just go to the restroom, like on her, like just be like, I have to go to the bathroom real quick
she was
and run
too
to the
busy
bathroom and
drinking on
blow
a break.
into it?
She was too
Yeah,
busy
for
drinking on a
real.
break.
For real. Like, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, I'm trying to do it because I don't want to get fired. It's like, no one's going to fire you for saying you have to go to the bathroom. It takes 3 seconds to blow into that just doesn't track for me at all. Like, she's throwing up Hail Marys and ain't none of them coming down in the end zone.
Yeah, and she's missed a bunch of tests too. Now,
Yeah.
if one of my employees had come to me and said that they blew a .03 and they hadn't drank, I would have called them a liar. But knowing that knowing that I hadn't drank anything, unless that thing is testing for caffeine. But
Yeah, and Jane says, could have been wiped down with sanitizer. Yeah, absolutely. But it would have read differently. It would have shown an immediate spike and then an immediate removal of once it gets wiped off. With these devices, with the it has to show, like, there's a bunch of science behind it where it shows that it was ingested as opposed to something that was just placed on it. So I don't know 100% how it works with the ones that you blow in, but I know the ones that are on your ankles don't work that way. You can put a dollop of hand sanitizer on it and it'll read completely differently. So.
Well, okay, the that doesn't explain the failed test. That doesn't explain the missed test. So
exactly.
You know, if I were in that situation, I'd blow in it. It goes off. I'd call a number, do whatever I had to do. Say, hey, I can go take a test wherever I need to go take a test. I want it as quick as possible. Call a deputy over here. Give me a test because I want to make sure it's cleared up.
Exactly.
So,
and her missing all these tests don't make any sense whatsoever. Like I said, she can run to the bathroom and do it real quick. She doesn't need to take a lunch break for it. Doesn't make any sense. All right, let's see what happens.
Like right there, her stance, with her arms folded, we see all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We see people all the time, raising hell whenever someone's got their arms folded like that. Like that's arrogant. That's that. I don't know if you know.
A lot of courts don't let you get away with it. In some courts, you can't have your arms crossed. They tell you to uncross them.
In this court, I don't know if you've seen it. That whole prosecution crew likes to fold their arms like that.
Yeah, but I will, in their defense, when you're standing exactly where they're standing, because I've been there,
yes,
you have no place to put your hands. And if you're just standing there talking, you feel weird and you don't know what to do with your arms. Like I kept tugging at my shirt or putting my hands behind my back or in front. Like I had no idea what to do with my hands. So I get it. It's weird standing up there.
Oh,
so
no,
I'll give them that.
I think it looks like a good power move. I think they use it as a power move, just like she's using it as a power move.
Yeah, it just doesn't work when you're on that side of the bench.
I learned in public speaking, there was, different ways of holding your hands and all that stuff. There was different ways of, not looking confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
And, folding your arms like that is the perfect way of saying, I'm not listening to a damn thing you've got to say.
Yep. Super confrontational.
And so, yeah. And so, all right, well, let's finish this. This one's only got a minute left. So we got a good one coming up afterwards.
Sounds good.
If she meets the requirements for this Santa Maria outpatient,
Of course.
would you be
Oh, outpatient?
Yes, yeah. In light of the fact,
she's been on probation. We've given her the opportunity to do it on her own. And you're not doing it. So that's why we have this now as the alternative. And I always tell everybody, look, I will give you the opportunity to try it yourself. If you're unable to do it, then we're going to do it my way. And I know that you're not going to like it, but that's the reality. The reality is that we don't want you to consume alcohol, especially while you're pregnant. And I've got evidence to the otherwise. And so the only way is to do it our way. I know you don't like it, and I'm sorry, but that's the reality.
Your Honor, if I may, can I have the date that you say that she tested positive for?
Here, I'll give everything to you. If you want more time to take a look at it, just you guys hang tight, go take a look, and we can come back in up here and talk. Don't leave. Otherwise, I'm going to issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When she watches, she passes up and leaves her keys. Okay, hold on. Yeah, when she was walking out, she went and snatched her keys and just kind of pouty whenever she was leaving.
Yeah.
I clipped it out trying to make these a little bit shorter, but yeah, it was interesting watching it earlier. I get to do the moderating thing during the day, and then after it's over, I watch the court while I'm editing other videos, and then I get to watch it and actually pay attention during our lives.
Yeah, I like it because I don't get to pay attention when I'm moderating either. So it's always cool to actually get to fully invest in it and watch what's going on instead of having to watch the chat. So it's kind of nice for me too. And Nan, I'm sorry, second commercial. I YouTube just decides when to throw commercials in the middle of ours whenever they do it. I'm sorry about that.
And see, I'm looking at it right now, and see during the live, I turned the monetization to off during the live.
And it still did a commercial. So stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
In the end, they still got to make their money. It just means we don't make any money, but I'd rather that be the case. But and I was watching a Colin thing. I think it was back in February or March, and he had made a comment about, turning off the commercial, turning off the money thing till afterwards. And so, and then I've heard Kathy mention it too. So I apologize, guys. I simply don't know how to fix it. I wish I did. YouTube does their things.
And thank you for the shout out in court chat today. That was so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. That's the sweetest thing I've heard all day. It really is. That's adorable and amazing. And I appreciate it.
Are you talking about Lewis saying hi to me today?
No. The Painted Blonde. She gave the show a shout out today. Our show a shout out today in court chat. So
yeah, absolutely.
That was really sweet.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Jennifer. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Let's jump into this one. This lady was huffing aerosol cans like cleaner, like computer cleaner.
Yeah, air duster. I remember, I didn't get to pay too much attention to, but I remember her being super old and being way too old to be messing around with that. And then trying to figure out where she couldn't go to buy it and saying she couldn't go to those places. So I think they did like Office Depot and Office Max, but they sell the canned air everywhere. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, but
we'll see. But we have, in Florida, you got to show your license to buy it.
Oh, really? That doesn't make, that doesn't.
Well, because
that doesn't surprise me because even in.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say in Oregon, they have, you have to have a prescription from a doctor to buy Sudafed. It used to be where you could just buy it from behind the counter, but you have to have an actual physical prescription to get Sudafed in Oregon for the same reason people are using it for drugs. So I believe that in Florida, you have to show your ID. I know you have to show your ID to buy spray paint these days because of that. It's insane.
Yeah, it feels odd to me, when I go in there, I look 50 to 60. Just give me the stuff. It's me.
And she looks super old, David. She looks like all of I don't know, 59 maybe. Super old.
Who's this lady?
Kill me. David,
Tell me this lady?
Yeah.
Oh,
David's making fun of me
that's one thing I wanted to
super
mention.
old.
And one thing I wanted to mention, the comments in the court chat were just talking mean about how old this lady is. And that's just mean. None of y'all's a kid out there except for Jasmine and KK and Linus and.
Yeah. I think most people were just surprised that she's that old doing it.
Alli decided to just walk away thinking she can still talk and everyone can hear her.
Everybody can hear me. It's Bluetooth, right?
No,
can
now
hear
I can
me.
hear you. You walked away.
Oh, I thought my headphones had Bluetooth. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. No, I don't think everybody was really so offended she was old. They were more surprised that she's too old to be doing this nonsense. She should know better by now.
Yeah,
So,
I think she's 51. I think they mentioned her age was 51.
nuh-uh. She's got to be older than that.
Okay, see, there you go. Oh, Nan says she's 65, so I trust Nan.
Okay. There you go.
I trust Nan.
I believe Nan.
Nan was on it. Nan was knocking them out today. I had to take blame for some of the ones Nan was knocking out. She was doing so good.
She was blocking everybody, kicking people out, doing timeouts left. If you got a timeout today, it was most likely Nan who did it. Just saying. So.
Oh, absolutely. Just blame her anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. She's great for that. Because nobody can get mad at her. It's Nan. What are you going to do? Yell at her? No, she's the nicest person in the world. So I just blame her for everything. It works beautifully.
Yep. Well, let's get into this one because I for some reason I thought someone had mentioned she was 51, but I trust Nan.
Tiff says she's 51, so maybe she is. I don't know.
No, that was the lady in the Simpson hearing. Thank you, Big Tiff.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Big Tiff. I knew somebody was 51, damn it, and it wasn't just me. So. All right, let's jump into it.
Stepanski, yeah.
Did we do something wrong?
No. She's saying we wait for Shatori because we usually wait for her. Ready? Okay. Ms. Stepanski, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. The reason you're before me now is because you picked up a new case and you picked up yet another possession or use of an abusable volatile. I don't even know what happened because today is the day set for arraignment on this case. What happened on the new case, if you don't mind?
Do you want me to repeat the judge?
Yeah, please, because I have not even heard it to know what happened.
I also spoke to the witness yesterday, so I can tell you minutes.
Great.
But on October 17th of 2024, officers responded to a call regarding a welfare check at the Dollar Tree located at 14324 FM 2920. A witness stated she observed the defendant inhaling from a can of multi-purpose cleaning duster and later observed the defendant slumped over on the steering wheel of her motor vehicle in the parking lot. Upon officers' arrival, officer observed the defendant sitting in the front driver's seat of her motor vehicle with the motor vehicle running in the on position. Officer also observed several cans of multi-purpose cleaning duster beside her. Officer observed the defendant to be confused and disoriented. She admitted that she had entered the office depot to purchase several cans of duster with the intent to inhale chemicals in a manner contrary to the directions, cautions, or warnings appearing on the label. And the defendant stated she did so to create or induce a condition of intoxication, hallucination, or elation. And she was found in possession of 3 10-ounce cans and 1 3.5-ounce can.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add to this?
Me, Judge? So the witness who spotted her, she had pulled into the Dollar Tree, parked there, and the defendant's motor vehicle was right next to hers, and she had noticed that it was on. So the witness, she went into the Dollar Tree, then went down to Target, did some shopping, came back an hour later and noticed that the truck was still there and still running. So she got worried, looked through the window, and she found the defendant slumped over. She stayed watching her for a while to make sure she was okay. She didn't feel comfortable driving off. That's when the witness saw her lift her head up slowly and inhale from the can. Again in front of the witness, and my witness, she told me, and then she slumped back down, and that's when the witness called 911 because she was worried about the defendant driving off in that condition.
I've spoken extensively with Ms. Stepanski about this, Your Honor.
You said the exact same thing to me when we came here the first time, and now she has a new case.
Yes. True statement, Your Honor.
How did we get her to stop?
Well, in talking to the state, so the plea agreement that we have agreed to with the state is the maximum length of probation to 2 years of probation. So that she'll be closely monitored during that time period.
I can't monitor her 24 hours a day, though.
Yeah. but she knows that she's, subject to, random testing or urinalysis and different things.
Still not going to show. I'm forbidding you from going to any store that sells this kind of stuff. You're not to go to any Walmart. You're not going to any Home Depot.
So she's also willing to sign a no driving affidavit, Your Honor, and so only her husband would be driving her anywhere. And so I think that, her husband threatened her to divorce. I mean, this is just me being frank, over this. If this ever happens again, her husband's divorcing her, is what he's told her. And is going to be closely monitoring her, and she's not driving by herself.
You realize that what you're doing is you deprive your brain of oxygen when you do this. And at some point, perhaps you'll hemorrhage yourself, perhaps you'll end up brain dead, you'll incapacitate yourself, that you're going to be unable to, without the ability to speak. But you do this, and then you get out there and it happens again.
It scared me so much this time, and
I believe it. I believe it. I don't believe one iota. Nope. You sold me the same thing.
I'm currently
Months ago.
attending NA meetings, which I will continue to attend.
I think that, like I said, the combination of her not being able to drive, to be able to go get this stuff, and her husband helping to monitor that, and the enforcement of the 2 years of probation, and making sure that she knows that, she's under
I have a sponsor.
surveillance, that I don't think it will continue to be a problem. I think that when there's been monitoring, there hasn't been a problem. This is just me kind of pulling back the curtain here, because we're entering a plea.
Mr. Haddad, how do we get it to stop?
This is, man, I'm sorry, Judge, if I could just finish that thought for a second.
Look, I'm all ears.
Yes, sir.
With any recommendation as how to get it to stop, because it's not something that I can test that'll show whether someone's using or not.
All right, I'm gonna give some explanations there. KK, what she did was aerosol air cans that you like clean your office and clean electrical stuff. Just aerosol cans. People will breathe it in to give themselves a rush, give themselves a head rush, and it knocks them out. You can do it with whipped cream also if you breathe it in.
Anything that's compressed, that's air. If you get all of the contents, like if it's whipped cream, if you get all the whipped cream out, you can huff just the gas that comes out, and it gets rid of all the oxygen from your brain. And obviously, it's not oxygen you're breathing in; you're breathing whatever the hell the chemical is, and that the chemical tied with the deprivation of oxygen to your brain makes you high, and it will kill you. Like the first time you ever try it, type of kill you. And she was already out on bond for another case and got caught doing this again. So she picked up another case for doing it. So the judge is none too thrilled with her. And yeah, they're basically whippets. Same thing.
Okay. And the chemical is nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
And you can get it from like the little BB guns, the little silver canisters that they do. People use it with all kinds of stuff. And I just had to look back at my medical degree or Google to find out some more information on it. But yeah, it's a mess, and people are just burning themselves out. And like this lady here, let's just agree she's 65. They found her just sitting in a parking lot of like an Office Depot, leaned over in the seat because it just knocks you out. And I'm not judging her. I don't know what her life is about, and in all reality, I'd rather her be doing that to herself than hurting someone else.
Yeah, but the fact that she was doing it in a car was super, like, that was the reason the person called, is because she was doing it in a car and they were worried that she was going to drive off. So yeah, and she's too old to be doing this. Like, that's not good for you at any age, but I can't imagine at a more advanced age than most doing it. Like, she's very lucky to be alive. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like, she's lucky she didn't have a stroke. She's lucky she didn't put any extra strain on her heart and cause herself to have a heart attack. Like, it's dangerous shit when you're healthy. I can't imagine doing it
at an advanced age where you're not in the best health. So
Yeah, yeah, and I'm just sitting there thinking from a money standpoint, if she got herself high, it maybe cost her $3 to $5.
right.
And so in the end, it's a very dangerous high, but it was a very cheap high. And I've seen several cases where this happens. I've seen a lot of police videos, and they're always they pull up to the store and they just go in and get it, and they can't even make it. You know, they start doing it in the parking lot, and they just normally pass
Yep.
out right there.
Yep,
And so
absolutely. I've seen some body cam videos where people, the new thing now is to drink
I'll,
vanilla extract. And vanilla extract, because it has such a high alcohol content, and because whatever the hell vanilla, the chemical that are in vanilla, if you drink enough of it, it'll cause you to dissociate, like where you can't even form words. You're that far gone out of your head. But that's really expensive. Like we saw one where this girl had been pulled over. She was probably 20, early 20s. She couldn't form words to the cops, let alone know where she was, let alone drive a car. And she had 23 little bottles of vanilla extract. And for those of you bakers out there, you know vanilla extract is not cheap. Could you imagine drinking 23 bottles of that? Why don't you just drink liquor? It's way cheaper. So that I could never understand either. And I've seen at least two, if not three, body cam videos of people doing this. So it's an actual thing. I don't know why, but it is.
yeah, yeah, and Nan's talking about the cheap high and escape, and she's lucky she didn't have a stroke. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
at my age, I'm worried about everything I do. If I'm taking a walk and my heartbeat just don't feel right, I start thinking about it. You just start thinking, well, what the hell? You know,
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I'm not going to have a heart attack today, but you know, it hits us at the oddest times. And
Yeah. You have no idea.
this lady's just literally just laughing at death, just saying, "I dare you."
Yeah.
And
So
so,
let's see what
hopefully,
he's going to do.
yeah, she says she's scared, so hopefully she got it. So let's. I think
Oh.
what it bothered me is the judge remembered her and remembered them saying the exact same thing last time.
Hmm.
Yep, Idaho Wiggle said they just bought a bottle of vanilla extract for $22.
Yeah. It's expensive. It's ridiculous.
And so, just to let y'all know, the crazy thing about YouTube, like Idaho Wiggles, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. I don't know anything about this person. I like the person,
Hmm.
but you know, if I misgender you, I apologize. Go ahead, Sally. Vent away, Sally.
Hmm.
But if I
That's what
miss,
Discord's there for too, in case, because I know there's a limit on how much you can type in chat. So if you got like a book you got to vent about, we got Discord too. You can always go over there, and I will definitely read it if not anybody else. So if that's an option, if you'd like to do it there too, just giving you different
gotcha,
options. So
gotcha. And Kim saying vanilla extract is non-detectable, and don't ask her how she knows.
yeah, that's a very good point. I'm sure it will probably show up as you being drunk. But yeah, in a drug test, probably not. I mean, because of the alcohol part, you can't fake that. That's just alcohol. But yeah, I'm sure it doesn't show up on a drug test.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to jump back into it.
Sounds good.
At this point, I mean, I was hoping that the TRS would recommend something such as like HUA, that's like a intensive treatment made for women, that's.
Yes, I mean, yeah,
I think HUA might be a good place to put her. Right.
I think that's the best thing that we need to do. Yeah, I think that,
But my opinion, Your Honor, is that the no driving affidavit will cover or will fix the problem. This was as soon as she started to drive, basically, it became the problem. You know, when the husband said, okay, you can drive, then she went to the store and did that, but without her being able to drive. And like I said, you know, the husband making sure that that's not happening, because again, he's not tolerating any of
is
this.
the husband here?
He is not here today, but I can get him here if you'd like, Judge.
I mean, I think, Michael, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think what we need to do now, and Craig, I think what we need to do now is have her TRAS to see where we go, because we have clinicians that will be able to tell us how to tackle this problem, because I'm truly at a loss of how to get it to stop, because theoretically, this is something that you can get anywhere, right? You can have it delivered through Amazon, right? So
Sure, but that hasn't been her MO of doing any of this. I understand you. I hear your words.
she's been able to drive.
I understand.
Right.
Well, she wasn't able to drive for a while after this happened or whatnot, and then it wasn't a problem. And then when driving resumed, then that resumed being a problem. So that's why I think
People know that for
the no
sure.
driving affidavit would fix that.
Ms. Brown?
I mean, I've explained to her that, what she's signing up for, is a lengthy probation. It's a 2-year probation with potential constant monitoring that whole time, plus whatever TRS conditions and every kind of help that they can, help her with. And then, that if she messes up in probation, that she signed up for, 180 days in jail.
But wait, hold up.
What she's understanding.
So
I know that when she was.
There you go. All yours.
So I don't buy that for a second. This isn't her MO. It's not like she was a drug addict doing something else and then they told her you can't do that drug and she's just like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll just huff air duster spray instead." Nobody just makes that leap. So I don't buy this. This isn't her MO. She just happened to have air duster around and decided to huff it. Like, no, if you're either doing it or you're not. It's not a casual thing to do. And yeah, I don't buy that. That's all I had to say. I don't think that's, I think, no,
absolutely.
she definitely does this.
Right. And so to, just to bring into it my kid, one time he come home and his, like around his mouth was kind of scratched up around his lip area. And it took us a little while to figure out what the hell it was. And by the time he was able to tell us what it was, he was going and getting the caplets of Benadryl and, taking a bunch of extra Benadryl because
Yep.
it would get him high. And
Mhm.
whenever he sobered up, I actually told him, I was like, "You're such a damn idiot. We had a big bottle over here. You didn't have to open up a bunch of little caplets." But it just shows, that was an an opportunist. In other words, he saw that he could buy some Benadryl and get what he needed.
Yep.
But he, and I guess I'm not going to say addiction don't run in our family. I think my wife was, in other words, take a Benadryl before she goes to bed. And after, in other words, every once in a while, and then it becomes, 2 or 3 nights a week.
Right.
And, we've never had, drugs or alcohol addiction, but, anything can get you addicted. I'm damn sure addicted to caffeine. I would say I'm addicted to cheeseburgers, but it's been months since I've had cheeseburger. I really want one.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I never got addicted to coffee. Coffee tears up my stomach. I love the flavor of it. I love the taste of it, but it tears my stomach up, so I drink tea. So I never had the caffeine addiction. However, when I was a heroin addict, if I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford any drugs, or I knew I was going to go without for a while and I didn't want to go through withdrawals, what I used to do is you can go and take Imodium AD caplets. If you take like 15 to 20 of them, it has the same drug in it to, I guess, bind to the right receptors in your bloodstream. So I guess in theory you can get high off of it. I never got high off of it, but I used it as a stopgap method so I wouldn't go through withdrawals, and it worked. But you'd have to take like 15 to 20 Imodium AD caplets, which I'm sure is not recommended or good for you in any way, shape, or form. But I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm right there with Idaho Wiggles, saying I'm just too lazy to be an addict and stubborn. Look,
Yeah.
I'm telling you about how much I love caffeine. I've never drank coffee. Never once drank coffee in my life.
Really? Just energy
Yep.
drinks and soda?
Now, as weird as it is, I like an energy drink called Bang. It's got a lot of caffeine in it. But
Yeah.
I've never drank a Red Bull because I'm scared it'll give me a heart attack. And I've just recently started drinking Monsters, but only a certain kind. I'm a fat guy, so I got to drink the ones with no sugar in them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only like 2 or 3 flavors that I like of them. But the Bangs have no calories and 300 milligrams of caffeine. So, you go up to the counter and, they're like, "Hey, do you like that?" I was like, "I can't find meth, so this is the next up."
You'd be surprised. I'm shocked you haven't gotten a, "Oh, if you need meth, I got some behind the counter here." I mean, you're in Florida after all.
No,
Don't they sell that at 7-Eleven?
we don't. I don't think we have a few 7-Elevens. 7-Elevens are actually on the comeback in Florida. Those are becoming the nicer stores. We got a lot of Circle K's.
Oh, there we go. I have a Circle K on the corner. That's our corner store here.
And we've
So.
got some real fancy ones called Wawas.
Oh yeah, we don't have Wawas here. We
Yeah,
have QT
we've
and
got
Circle K and
we've got 3 or
7-Eleven.
4 of the Buc-ee's.
Oh, I love Buc-ee's. When I went to Houston on my way back, I swear to God, I saw the smallest Buc-ee's I've ever seen. It only had 10 gas pumps, and the inside was smaller than a 7-Eleven. It was anomaly if I've ever seen one. I should have taken pictures of it. It was tiny.
Yeah.
It was so
And
cute.
Idaho Wiggle is saying Red Bull is more mild than Bangs. I believe you. But propaganda is so great. Whenever I was
You
younger,
just got
I
it
was
in your
told
head.
Red Bulls would kill you. And
Mhm.
it really bothers me, and I can't mess with them. For some reason, I can't try Red Bulls. I don't know why.
Have you
It's just, and
have you
there's a
tried
whole,
Prime?
what's that?
Have you tried Prime? My husband drinks that because it doesn't have sugar in it.
I think I tried one of the primes and it wasn't great, and I'm really cheap. And so if I try it and I don't like it, I'm not gonna drink it until I do.
Yeah.
And Bang is a Florida company, and so it was a kind of a, hey, whenever they were first starting out, you want to support a Florida company, and now they got big, and they got sued by Monster for I think $850 million and lost.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, and so, but
All right, let's finish this up. KK's
Yep.
gonna go to bed if we don't entertain her. So.
Shoot, I'm gonna go to bed if we don't.
In jail. She spent 3 days in jail on this new offense or whatever. And I know that that was a pretty devastating experience for her. She's 65 years old and, takes a ton of medicines, which she didn't get and stuff when she was in jail. And I know that was a big deal. She's having panic attacks in jail and things. But I think the conditions that we've agreed to with the state are sufficient. I mean, I wouldn't have signed up for
I
it.
mean, I'd like to put on there no possession of any kind of volatile container that can be abused
That's
to get
fine.
high.
That's right.
I want, no going to Home or Office Depot, Walmart. Ma'am, I want you to understand that if I find you with another of these containers, and I don't care what you're doing, where you're going, who you're with, I'm going to put you in a rehab facility in the jail. And if that's what we need to do to get you to stop, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? You're killing yourself slowly. That's all that's happening. And the problem is that everyone around you is suffering. What happens if you do this in the middle of the road while you're driving? I mean, God, if you kill someone, you get charged with murder. Is that the last thing we want you to do is to spend the next 30 years of your life in prison because of a drastic and catastrophic event where you kill someone. And in that kind of stupor state, if you're in a car, you're begging for it to happen. Okay, so I guess I'd like to do the TRAS to see where we go. So what we're gonna do is I don't know how to move forward with this, Ms. Stefanski. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you evaluated by our clinicians to see what they suggest is the best way to go forward. So I'm gonna have you meet with them, and I want you to be honest, because I want to move forward in the best way possible. If you're not honest with them, a motion to revoke can be filed. We'll put you in custody, and we'll do it next time in custody. I don't want to have to do that. So be honest in the evaluation. Be honest with yourself. I'm now taking away your privilege to drive for a year. You're not allowed to drive. You're not allowed to use be in possession of any kind of container where you can get high from it. And I don't want you to go to any Office Depot. I don't want you to go Walmart or any of these places that you can also buy these from. You understand?
Sir.
It's 180 days in jail, probated for 2 years. You will do Thinking for a Change, a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels, a TS, with the conditions you must fulfill: substance abuse treatment, no breath test refusal, no drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock so that we know that you're also not consuming alcohol, and a one-time donation of $100 to Matt. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
think the max is a year, right? On the first, it's a year.
For probation, you mean?
Yeah. For license suspension, I think the max is a year. I mean, if it was 2 years, if I can do 2, I'd rather do 2 because I think that I just don't want you to go anywhere near a car until this problem has been tackled. Do you understand, ma'am? Do you have any questions?
Certainly.
You know, there are other things in life that give you that kind of rush instead of using a can. You need to find another outlet, but cans, that's not a good way to go because you're really going to sue some irreparable damage that, I mean, the last thing you need is to become a vegetable. And that's what invariably it's going to happen at one point or the other. How do you plead to the offense, Mr. Vansky? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I'll send you the agreement. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Michael, anything else, guys?
No, just the other 2 cases.
Okay, so as a part of the agreement is this DWI, they're going to dismiss your other 2 inhalant paraphernalia cases as well, okay? All right, and wish you best of luck. We'll have you do the TRAS, and then I guess just give me a heads up when you do it, will you? And then Craig, I'm going to reach out to you so you know when we get it back, I'll let you know what it is. That way,
That's not,
that you know as well. They may say inpatient. I don't know.
right, and you understand that. They could
Understand
give
that.
you inpatient treatment.
All right, ma'am.
We don't know.
Best of
Depends
luck.
on what they feel like is
See you
appropriate.
soon.
Thank you for the chance, sir.
Oh. It's up to you. You hold the keys to the jail cell, not me. Well, I do, but you also do too.
Mr. Vansky, you're gonna put your phone.
Well, shoot, how'd my damn head get so big? It's funny.
Well,
That is funny. Let me back out of that. I don't know how that happened.
You're
There we
setting
go.
me up here. You're setting me up.
Regular size head bill. How about that?
There you go. Love it.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Adderall makes me crazy. Like if I'm on Adderall and I take that, my ex-husband used to take Adderall, and I would sometimes swipe a few pills from him. And yeah, I will just have 17,000 projects started and nothing accomplished if I take Adderall. Like it cracks me the fuck out. Yeah, I don't know. I can't take it.
I've never tried Adderall, never seen it. I couldn't tell you if it's a pill or a drink or what. I'm
It's
assuming
a
it's a pill.
pill. It's amphetamines. It's literally speed. Like when you pick it up from the drugstore, it says on your pill bottle amphetamine salts. So it's literally amphetamines. It's just speed, straight speed.
Okay. So look, that lady said that one of the kindest things there when she thanked the judge for giving her a chance. There was nothing about that lady that made me want to make fun of her. It was sad. It was, that she'd gotten to that spot in life.
Yeah, and I'm with Maiko. I wonder, how did she get to this spot? Like, has this been a lifelong struggle? Like, is this a new hobby she just decided to undertake, or how did she get to this point? Like, I'd love to know that question too. And like you said, where's her family? She did mention a husband, but does she not have any children
Well,
or
and the husband wasn't there either.
siblings? Yeah,
And
I don't
so,
know.
yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I hope, she did say it scared the hell out of her, and that it woke her up this time. And of course, he brought up that no, she said that the last time, but I don't know. I'm just rooting for her. Look, the creep earlier that sent the wife and kids blankets just to let her know he knew where she was living. I have no sympathy for that. I truly wish the worst for him. I don't hope he gets the help he needs. I hope he gets locked away, put up, whatever needs to be done to make those kids and the lady safe. But like with this lady here, whether it's a lady or a guy, this person needs help. This person needs support. And, I look at the courts as when adulting got too hard for you and you needed a daddy, that's what the courts become. And so,
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I used to. It is worse than on your body than crack. Adderall is. I used to snort it all the time back when I was snorting any pills I could find. But uh, yeah, it's terrible for you. My ex-husband, it helped him like crazy. Like he actually had legit ADHD, ADD, so it really like calmed him down and got him to focus. And then he always sold it at work. I never understood that. And he worked for a bank too. It's like you're gonna get busted for that, but whatever.
And so, and look, I think every drug, I don't know of a drug out there that doesn't have a medical use.
Hmm.
It's just the opportunity for abusing it, the opportunity for not playing right. And so it's time for bed.
Okay.
Alli, you have a great rest of your birthday. Thank you so much. We do
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I appreciate it.
yeah, we still got some clips that we had for tonight, but we will throw it out tomorrow night.
Thank you,
so
David, for the gifted memberships. I appreciate that.
yeah, Jane, you always let me finish thoughts. I enjoy talking with you out here. So
Yeah, and for those of you who want to jump over to Discord, I'll be in Discord for a little bit, and again, use that to get out anything you want to vent, any questions you have. If you have any questions about addiction or anything like that, feel free to throw those out. If you see any good videos that you think, hey, I wonder what Alli would think about this, feel free to send those over too. So thank
hey,
you guys all for the well wishes. You are all so sweet. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, David. You enjoy your birthday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. We still have a good one from today's court and Judge Fleischer's that I really want to get to, but ain't gonna happen tonight.
Yeah,
Talk to y'all later.
that's okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.